the supreme fact of the universe. The great central fact of the universe is the spirit of infinite life and power that is behind all things, that gives life to all things, and that manifests itself in and through all. That self-existent principle of life from which all has come and is continually coming. If there is such a thing as an individual life, there must necessarily be an infinite source of life from which it comes. If there is such a thing as love, there must be an infinite source of love from which it flows. If there is wisdom, there must be the all-wise source behind it from which it proceeds. The same is true of peace, the same of power, and the same in regard to what we call material things. There is then this spirit of infinite life and power behind all things, the source and cause of all. This infinite power is forever creating, guiding, and governing through great, unchanging laws that fill and sustain the universe. These laws surround us everywhere and influence every act of our daily lives. Every flower that blooms by the wayside springs up, grows, blooms, fades, does so in harmony with these same steady and unchanging laws. Every snowflake that drifts between earth and sky forms, falls and melts according to the same great order. In truth, there is nothing in all the universe but law, and if this is so, then there must also be a power behind it all, the maker of these laws, a power greater than the laws themselves. This spirit of infinite life and power behind all is what I call God. I care not what term you may use, divine light, the oversoul, omnipotence, providence, or any other word that best speaks to you. It matters little what name you call it, whatever way best helps you to feel its living presence. What truly matters is not the name, the label, nor how you choose to visualize it, but the realization that it is. To understand something of how it works, and to recognize your vital relationship with it. The label is nothing. The living truth behind it is everything. I care not what term it may be, so long as we are agreed in regard to the great central fact itself. God, then, is the infinite spirit that fills the entire universe with himself, so that all is from him and in him, and nothing exists outside of him. There is only one power at work. Everything else is its expression. Indeed, and in truth then, in him we live and move and have our being. He is the life of our very life itself. We have received, we are continually receiving our life from him. We are partakers of the life of God, and though we differ from him in that we are individualized spirits, while he is the infinite spirit, including us as well as all else beside, yet in essence, the life of God and the life of man are identically the same, and so are one. They differ not in kind or quality, only in degree. There have been, and still are, highly illumined and enlightened souls who believe that we receive our life from God through a divine inflow. And there have been, and still are, those who believe that our life is one with the life of God, and so God and man are one. Which is right? Both are right. Both are right when rightly understood. If God is the infinite spirit of life behind all things, from which everything flows, then clearly our life as individual beings is continually flowing from that infinite source through a divine inflow. And if our individual lives are directly from and part of this infinite spirit of life, then the degree of that spirit that is manifested in the life of each must be identical in quality with its source. Just as a drop of water taken from the ocean is in quality and character the same as the ocean itself. And how could it be otherwise? The only misunderstanding that may arise with the second view is this. Although the life of God and the life of man are identical in essence, the life of God so far surpasses that of the individual that it includes everything else within itself. In other words, in quality they are the same. In degree they are vastly different. Imagine a reservoir in a valley that receives its supply from an inexhaustible reservoir high on the mountainside. The reservoir below is filled by the inflow of water from the greater one above. Also, the water in the smaller reservoir is, in its quality and characteristics, exactly the same as that in the larger one from which it comes. And as it flows down the mountain, the water may gather sediment, leaves, or even petals and flowers along its way, just as the human soul collects its own impressions, beliefs, and stories through experience. These additions, whether muddy or fragrant, do not change the nature of the water itself. They only colour its appearance for a time. Beneath it all, the water remains pure, ready to clear itself again when the flow is strong and unbroken. The only difference between the two reservoirs is this. The mountain reservoir holds such a vast abundance that it can supply countless others like it and still remain unexhausted and overflowing. And so it is with human life. If, as we have agreed, there exists an infinite spirit of life, the life behind all life, from which everything flows, then the life of each individual, yours and mine, must come as a divine inflow from this infinite source. And if this is so, then the life that flows into us must be the same in essence as the infinite spirit itself. There is a difference, but not in essence, only in degree. If this is true, then it follows that the more a person opens themselves to this divine flow, or the less they close themselves off from it, then the closer they come to God, the source of all life. And as they do, they naturally begin to take on the God powers. And if the God powers of that infinite life has no limits, then is it not obvious that the only limitations a person has are the ones they impose upon themselves as a result of not knowing who they truly are.